What's up, Dallas? It's your girl Rachel. We are back with another guest for season 7. I have Don Richmond here. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Rachel. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, this is going to be a fun episode because Don has a very unique business here in the DFW Metroplex, and I'm just going to ask him about it and everything that he has going on with it. So, Don, tell me about Dragon Slayer Wrestling.
Yeah, well, it really it's a passion project. I worked as many people, around the Metroplex in an office for my entire career, right? And I was in finance. I spent a long time just essentially in a big office behind a desk.
Hmm.
I was afforded a chance to right after COVID to take a buyout from my role there, which I thought long and hard about. And I thought, you know what? We very seldom have opportunities to really pursue something new and something different. And I was back and forth deciding because this was going to be a big jump. But I also told myself, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go do something completely different, something that I've wanted to do, but it didn't make sense to me to leave one company to go sit behind a desk somewhere else.
Hmm.
Um, so I thought, this is the best chance you're ever going to get, and I don't want to look back and say, I wish I would have tried. I wish I would have done something different, right? So as a lot of people, I think, especially young men, will as they grow up, they kind of come and go with an interest for wrestling. And some stay, some you fade out, and then you're back to it based on characters or stories. And for me, I did that. And during COVID, when so much was preempted, especially sporting events,
Hmm.
um, I kind of found my way back to watching wrestling events that were still doing live shows in empty arenas. And
Hmm.
uh, and I also found I had a lot of time on my hands now as I was about to take this buyout. So I was interested in it more, and that's why it was in my mind. I thought, I wonder. Um, I used to do theater in college, so I like the performing aspects of things. I get it that there's a lot of things that have to go on to support any type of a live production. I wonder how I could get into something like this. And so I started going to some local shows. I started talking to everybody. I started meeting a lot of different people in the industry. And, you know, as I would recommend to anybody, although you got to be careful, of course, that everything's taken care of, but sometimes it's not going to be a perfect time. There's always something more you could do. You could always be more ready for any type of a change that you do. I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it the best I can. I will learn as I go. I will try to surround myself with good people that can help me and that can help me grow. And we're gonna make this leap. So in January of 2025, we had our first show, and we're coming up on our sixth show. We run quarterly. We're coming up on our sixth show, April 16th, at the Ridgely Theater in Fort Worth.
Nice. Oh my goodness. Like that is quite a switch up from the corporate world to wrestling. Oh my gosh. Like taking that leap of faith. How was that? Like, was it scary?
Well, it's still scary, right, at times because you wanna fall back on what's comfortable.
Hmm.
And a lot of people look. There's a stigma with wrestling. I get that. People that don't watch for the entertainment value of it. Um, you tell some people, "Hey, that's what I got involved in," and they're looking at me like, "Really? Like, like on TV wrestling?" I'm like, "Yeah, you really should come see it. It's entertainment."
Mm-hmm.
And for those people that always say, you know, fall back on that traditional, oh, it's fake, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't sit in a movie theater next to you watching a superhero movie and lean in and say, hey, he really can't fly, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
quit destroying my pleasure with watching this performance. I just
Mm-hmm.
want to be entertained. When I go to a Broadway show, I
Mm-hmm.
know what's happening is performative.
Mm-hmm.
So relax and enjoy it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think more people than not would say, "Wow, that was a great bit of live entertainment, and it was a good value. I don't know why I haven't found this sooner."
Mm-hmm. And I love that too, especially like when you're saying that you're doing it really because of the entertainment aspect. You're not like anybody who knows wrestling knows it's a performative thing, of course,
Right.
but you're really there for the experience, for the, excitement, the entertainment, just being there and, just accepting all of the thrills and all that goes with it.
Right.
I'm just like, yeah, I understand completely why you would be doing something like this because it is something that is for the family, like to come out, have fun, enjoy the experience. So, how can people find you?
Yeah, well, we're on as many social medias as I've been able to learn about as I as I get more and more involved. You'll see a lot of our ads on Instagram, on Facebook. We're on X. Um, we're Dragon Slayer underscore wrestling on Instagram. You'll find us as Dragon Slayer Pro Wrestling with most other social media. And you can also, if you're still not sure, go to our YouTube page and you can see past matches. And that is Dragon Slayer Pro Wrestling on YouTube, where I've really tried to work hard to put together a team that um, can produce a decent product that you can watch back on video. And so you can relive some of the moments. You can also experience it for the first time and get an idea of what we do. But then I would, of course, say that if you're in the area, if you're in North Texas, there's no substitute for being there live because of that feeling. There's the
Mhm.
energy that you get from a live performance, especially something that is um, physical, that's the athleticism that it is. If you've
Mhm.
seen wrestling on TV, you still don't quite understand um, the risk that's being taken, the physical activity, the prowess that it takes to do what they do, um,
Mhm.
and all to try to entertain. So um, there's nothing like being there live, but you can get an understanding to say, well, I'm not too sure what's this really about. Take a look at some of our past matches.
Okay, I love that. And I must ask you, Don, are you looking for sponsors for your events too?
I'm always looking for sponsors for the events. Um, as you can imagine, putting together live performances can be quite costly, and uh, and so always looking for opportunities to work together with local sponsors. We set up vendor tables. We also um, will do sponsorships on social media, live in the arena. We will call out the different sponsors. They can put up signage around our ring. We even run video commercial spots for the sponsors so that people can get exposure to those. And we are not, well, like I said, it does help me defray the cost. As a small business owner, I appreciate the struggles that every small business goes through. And so I want to provide an affordable way for them to get exposure to a group that they may not otherwise have exposure to. So
Mhm.
um, so I certainly am happy to work with people to make sure that I can provide them an affordable opportunity and give them value in
Mhm.
what they're producing with us.
All right, that's fair. I understand that as well.
Yeah.
I would like to ask you, like having this type of venue, you have to have an incredible team behind you. So tell me how that teamwork goes for you guys.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of people that I really count on to get this done. Fortunately, I think my uh, advantage is that I was instilled with a good set of values of teamwork from my time in corporate America, um, and and depending on everybody. And to be honest, the Dragon Slayer kind of a medieval theme was even with the intention of being like a Camelot type of a set of values where everybody has a voice, everybody has a role. And
Mhm.
I truly do count on people like that. Um, and so that was the first thing I did before I looked at the performers. I started looking at who do I have, where can I reach out to people that I
Mhm.
may only have a passing, you know, knowledge of who they are, or when we know who one another are, but we don't know each other. Um, and so, there are several people that work backstage on various things just to make the show run. We will get into the theater or whatever venue we're in generally as early as noon on the day of the show. Um, and at that point, uh, the ring comes in, the ring gets built. It's really like the circus comes to town,
Mhm.
right? So the ring comes in and gets built piece by piece. It's all put together. We have curtains and so forth on our stage and a video screen, um, various support aspects that have to go on, and then additional people start filing in. So um, some of the performers will come early to help out, and that is always greatly appreciated, especially students and younger performers that want the opportunity just to get the exposure. Um,
Mhm.
will come and help out. But we get all that together. Generally, everything is, you always have to prepare. There's always something that doesn't work the first time, but generally everything's ready by about 4 o'clock.
Mhm.
Um, at 4 o'clock is when, and this I'll put pressure on other promoters. At 4 o'clock, I have catering brought in and I feed the staff
Mhm.
um, because they're traveling. Some from Houston, some from San Antonio, a few from show to show will fly in, um, and they're working very hard, um, and they do a lot for this, and also have to stay in good form. So I want to provide them a healthy meal. I feel like that's one of the things I can do for them. So
Mhm.
catering arrives at 4. The different performers will work in the ring just to get loose. Just like any athletic performance before a show, where ball players may throw their throw the ball around, they'll run sprints, whatever to loosen up. Um, and we have a group or team meeting, usually between 5 and 5:30, where we talk about the plan and what we're trying to accomplish. And then the sponsors are first allowed in that have vendor tables, right, to set
Mhm.
up around 6 o'clock. 6:30, our doors open, so the fans start to come in, and
Mhm.
um, and at 7:30 we launch our show. So um, it's a pretty full day from noon on until the show ends, and then you reverse it all, and everything has to get torn down and back out. An empty theater in the morning becomes an empty theater at the end of the day, and um, it is a very exhausting day in a lot of
Mhm.
ways, but
Mhm.
uh, but that's the nature of it, and that's kind of the thrill of it as well. If anybody that's ever done theater or anything on stage, any type of a performance, sometimes when you're going through the preparation, you ask yourself why you're doing it. It just seems
Mhm.
like so much work. And then the payoff happens in the moment when you're on stage, and that feeling makes you go, that's why I'm doing this, and you start all over again.
I love that. That's like basically taking everybody from like the beginning to the end, and then you set it all up and do it again at another location.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that's awesome. So I do want to tell you, like being an entrepreneur, having your business and all that kind of stuff, for all the business owners out there, what has been one of the things that you had struggled with on your journey, and then one of the things that you just absolutely love about what you're doing right now?
Um, my biggest struggle continues to be honest, um, my role as a promoter,
Mhm,
because that's what's the new thing to me. What I've always been strong at is what I refer to as relationship building.
mhm,
I'm not going to be the used car salesman that comes in and tries to convince everybody this is what you got to do and sell tickets real fast, and and then I leave and it's buyer's remorse from people. Um, that might be a nice quick fix and sell some tickets, but that's not the way I am. Um, I want to establish relationships with my sponsors, with the fans, that they feel like they're appreciated and they're part of what I refer to as the kingdom or the realm of
mhm,
Dragon Slayer, that they're a part of that. Um, the challenging thing is that takes time, right?
mhm,
And sometimes to show that sincerity, that's not a quick hit, right?
mhm,
And so as a promoter, you have to have your elevator speech, as business people call it, right?
mhm. Yeah.
Here's my elevator speech. I'm stuck on the elevator with an influential person. How am I going to tell them before they get step off the elevator why they need to, use my business?
Mhm,
Um, I'm working on that, but what I really find is more meaningful is developing that deeper connection. But that's the challenge. What I found that I is most rewarding is uh, the wrestlers themselves. These performers work for not a lot relative to the risk that they take, right? I
mhm,
mean, essentially, think of a wrestler as a stunt man or stunt woman that
mhm,
also um, has to be the leading actor too, right?
mhm,
So to do their job well, they're portraying this role, but they're also taking a lot of risks. And and to a person, um, the independent wrestlers, which is someone that's not under contract to
mhm,
a major company, are great individuals. They're just really good people um, that have a passion for what they do and they work hard at it. And I want to do right by them, and it sucks you in because of how motivated they are to do what they're doing.
mhm. I love that. And I do want to ask you one like bonus question
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I mean this has been a really great episode and I really appreciate you being on my show. For somebody who wants to start their own business, what advice would you give them?
Um, boy, that's a complicated question. How do I make that into a succinct way? Um, I would say follow your heart with it. Now, I'm a very methodical person that always I'm a list maker. I make spreadsheets. Excel is my favorite tool on my computer. Um, but also follow your passion, because if your heart's not in it, look, any business owner, you're going to have hard times.
Mhm,
There will be challenges. There will be times when you're not making money. To be honest, most small businesses don't make money. Um, good on the ones that are. But you will have your pitfalls. and if your heart's not in it, it's over. So if you want to start a business, first think about what you would do anyway. What are you passionate about? And it, again, I wouldn't normally wrestle, but there are aspects of it that I'm passionate about that I would already do, that I found natural to me. So um, if your heart's in it and you're guided by that passion, um, then you're doing the right thing, because making money is one aspect. It's also about um, living a life that's fulfilled too, and you feel like you've gotten some fulfillment or gratification out of your day. And if you're proud of what you're doing, then that's really what matters most.
Awesome. I do love that. And for all the viewers out there, before we leave this episode, I don't want to leave, but I know we have a time frame.
Mhm.
Where can they go find tickets? Where can they find out about your events?
You can go to dragonslayerprowrestling.com. There you will see a link. It gives you a little bio about what we're about, and there's a link to go get tickets. There will be more there over time. We'll have merchandise available. We'll have wrestler roster, things like that that go on. This is an exciting time to join the realm, because we are in the middle of our women's championship tournament. We will have our semifinals on April 16th, and also we will. The belt's behind me there. See,
Mhm.
there's our
Oh wow, I love it.
there's our belt.
Hmm.
Um, so our women's championship is ongoing. We also have what we call a men's melee, which will be 8 wrestlers into the ring, working for the champion wins the Dragon Slayer Cup.
Hmm.
And so it's an exciting time, and I would love to see more little ones there. We do have it inspires the whole crowd when you hear the kids into it, because they can
Hmm.
get so into it. Um,
Yeah.
our tickets start at just $20. Ages 5 to 12 is 10.
Hmm.
And if they're under 5, I figure most of the time they're not going to be in their own seat. Um, under 5 is free with a paid adult. Um, so you can't find many values like this. If you have young ones, a family of 4, is in for $60. We have Kelly's Onion Burger will set up their food truck outside. Food can be brought into the theater. They serve drinks inside, and the wrestlers have tables, and they set up and meet the fans before, during, and after the show. You can go get photos, get autographs, and get to know the people that were working so hard to put on that show for you. So I encourage anybody to give us a shot. And I think I have talked to people that have left, and they said, I think we're wrestling fans, and that shocked them. It's like, yeah, I mean, because you enjoyed a live a live bit of entertainment in a way that you didn't expect it. So it's fun. So it's a different type of evening. It's a Thursday night. Like I said earlier, we start at 7:30, um, and we plan the show so that we are done no later than 9:30, because we understand some will need to get to work the next morning. So we try to keep it tight, and give you a good 2 hours worth and on your way home.
I love that. Well, thank you, Don, for joining my show today. I really
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me. Yeah.
Of course. Y'all please go follow Dragon Slayer Pro Wrestling all over social media. And as always, please go follow What's Up Dallas Magazine, What's Up Dallas podcast as well. We'll be back with another episode. Thank you.